Last night it was the 9th. Tonight it's the 8th. The bottom line is it's a Phillies 9-4 win over the Tampa Bay Rays. They've won 2 straight, 8 of 10, 13 of 17, and 18 of 26 going back to August 14th. Ricky Pitalico, Ben Davis, I'm Michael Barkan. We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. John Kruk in a moment. Ricky Bo, it was tied going into the bottom of the 8th, 4 apiece, and then the Phillies exploded for those runs. We've got so much to digest and dissect from this game. What hits you first?
Well, let's say Brandon, Cody, Cal, and Buddy were not on my bingo card, but they are the guys that opened up that inning. I mean, you know what? It's taken a lot more than just, Bryce Harper and Trea Turner, which Trey had a very good night. I'm not taking anything away from him, but when you look down at the bottom of your order and you guys got the names I just brought up, Cody Clemens, Cal Stevenson coming up with a huge hit, Buddy Kennedy with his first major league hit. This is something special. This team tonight, that may have been something that could have kicked them in the butt and put them over the edge a little bit, because this was one of those games where, it was teeter-tottering again. How many have we seen of those lately? But, Ranger wasn't great, and then all of a sudden the bullpen puts up, 3 2/3 innings, only give up 1 hit. I thought they played a huge role in this one too, but it's a lot of guys starting to play roles in wins, and I just think that is a much better feeling when you walk into the clubhouse.
Yeah, Ben, Phillies score first, Rays answer back, Phillies score again, Rays answer back. It would not have been a great night to lose a ball game. Does that make it that much greater a win tonight?
Yeah, I do think it was a good character win for the Phillies tonight. They banged out 13 hits, and they all came pretty much later on in the ball game. They picked up their teammate Ranger Suarez, who didn't have his best stuff tonight, only lasting 5 1/3. And it was pretty much everyone contributing up and down that lineup. But you love to see these guys that don't really get a chance that often. But Rob Thomson gave him a chance tonight, and they really came through in the clutch. The only bad thing, I guess you could say, that happened tonight was Kyle Schwarbomb coming out of the game.
Yeah, we got to find out about that. We'll hear from Rob Thomson
need
a little bit later on. They did. He left the game in the middle of it and reportedly had some elbow trouble. So we'll hear from Rob Thomson on Kyle Schwarber, and now we'll hear from John Martin Kruk across the way at Citizens Bank Park. Called tonight's game with Tom McCarthy. Johnny, I had a feel of postseason baseball. It happens time to time during a season. The way the crowd was, there was a little Christmas in the air, and it was a special, special win for the Phillies, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was, Michael. And I think, the big thing is, look, Kyle hits a home run to lead off, bottom of the first for the Phillies. That's great. Trey hit 2 home runs. Bryce had, 3 doubles, I think. And but the bench, the way that bench came in and the bullpen, and one of the things that stuck out to me in this game that might go unnoticed because of the brouhaha there, Jose Alvarado was filthy tonight, and he was winging that thing and throwing it every pitch with conviction, and it was special to watch Jose. And this bullpen has been strong, and if he's back to where he was last year, this bullpen's going to be tough to deal with down the stretch.
John, talk a little bit about Trea Turner. A couple home runs tonight. His bat looks very flat going through the zone. 4 RBIs. Is he the next guy to take that big step like Schwarber has been?
Well, you hope so, because Bryce is swinging it good. We don't know right now if Kyle's going to be out, or if he is out, how long he's going to be out. So they're going to need someone to pick up the slack for what Kyle Schwarber's been doing. And, Trey, we've seen Trey hot. And when he gets hot, man, it's scary. Same with Kyle, same with Bryce. Alec, Nick, and all those guys, when they get hot, it's fun to watch. But, yeah, if Kyle's out for any extended period of time, then, Trey might be that guy that steps into the leadoff spot and takes over for what Kyle does, is get on base, supply some power at the top of the order. Hopefully Kyle's not out long. Don't know yet. But, if Trey swings it like he did tonight, Rick, they're going to miss Kyle, but Trey can make up for that in a big way.
Johnny, tell the fans at home how someone like Buddy Kennedy and Cal Stevenson feel knowing that they're coming into a clubhouse of MVPs and all-stars, perennial all-stars, and how good that they must feel right now. I know it's a team game, but personally, they got to be on top of the world.
Oh, without Buddy Kennedy's got it. He might fly home on his own tonight, wherever to Millville. That just got to be incredible. Play in front, you're playing in front of in the ballpark where you came to as a kid. Not only do you get your first hit, you get an RBI, a big RBI for the Phillies, and it's just got to be unreal. And
he's the guy who came in to pinch it for Rojas. There were runners on. He ends up with that 2-run double. And Rob Thomson has no compunction about using his bench, and you asked Cal Stevenson about that as well. They're all going to get used, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they might not get used, but they better be ready to. And, look, that to me was, it was just a great at-bat by Cal Stevenson. He got the results you want, double, drive in a couple runs. But, that hit started in about the 6th or 7th inning for Cal Stevenson. That's how early he started preparing for that at bat. He told us he faced Aceda in Durham, so he has some familiarity with him. But how about that inning?
The inning was
bottom
crazy.
of the 8th. He hits a double, bench clearing incident, diving catch.
Let me ask
the game.
Let me ask you about the bench clearing incident, because it comes after the Turner home run and then the double, and then Castellanos gets plunked, and that's the only place we've ever seen. That's like the only right place to hit a guy where it's really not endangering him. Castellanos took exception to it. When you played, John, that's what happened. That was like a retaliation. Now it doesn't float in today's baseball, does it?
No, the warnings go out too quick, in my opinion. But that's, you can say, well, that's the old school, and the game's not played like that anymore. But there's a couple ways to settle it. Is if baseball won't let the guys police it themselves before giving warnings to, the team that gets hit by the pitcher are the ones that get penalized. They can't retaliate because of the warnings. And the last thing you wanted to do if you're Rob Thomson was have Banks hit someone and he gets kicked out of the game, and then you have to bring in, Hoffman, who was ready, but he was sitting. So, yeah, that's one way of fixing that. And the other way, get rid of the DH. Make those guys hit. I guarantee if they have to hit, they're going to be a little less willing to want to throw at someone if he was throwing on purpose, because I'm sure we're going to hear he wasn't. He wasn't trying to hit Nick. It just got away from him. That seems to be the patented answer for any time someone gets hit by a pitch.
That was not on purpose. There's no way he was throwing at him.
Oh, yeah. We know better. We know better, don't we?
I'm good at it, John.
If Nick would have took an 1/8 of an inch step toward home plate, it would have went behind him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It seems, John, you don't need to answer this, but it seems like you know something we don't about Kyle Schwarber, and we're going to let Rob Thomson tell us. But I hope he doesn't have to miss a lot of time the way he's been ripping that baseball, man. He's been on fire.
We haven't heard. All we heard that it was his left elbow.
Yeah, okay. We'll hear from Rob.
The good thing is it's not his bottom hand. I mean, you see sometimes Bryce takes a swing and that elbow barks on him. But it being his left hand, it's his top hand. And I know he fires that top hand through, but he's strong enough to get away with more strong bottom hand than top hand.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much. We'll check you tomorrow. John Kruk in the booth with
Should
Tom
be fun.
McCarthy every night.
You know what? Kick them in the butt when they're down.
That's an 8th inning. They send 10 men to the plate, 5 hits, 5 runs. They go from a 4-4 tie to a 9-4 victory just like that. Rob Thomson now out. Here he is post-game in the clubhouse.
Yeah, so it's we're calling it a left elbow contusion. It's kind of a little bit of a hyperextension when he went back to the base, dove back to the base on the back pick. As far as I'm concerned, he's day to day, but I'm going to put him in the lineup tonight and see where he's at tomorrow.
Did he feel that right away as someone came back?
Yes. Yeah.
In the 8th inning there, the bench is clearing. Like, what was your whole impression of that situation? Lucetta and Castellanos.
Boys will be boys. Yeah. You'd have to ask him, but it's with the situation that it was, and this is a really low walk guy. It's a big mess. So.
Last night, Clemens and Kennedy came up big. Tonight, Cal Stevenson.
Yeah.
And Kennedy with another big spots here.
It's been great, and it's been that way for the last couple of years. Guys get called up because of injury or for whatever reason, and they come through. And I think it's a testament to our clubhouse and how our veteran guys make the younger guys or the new guys feel comfortable and needed and wanted. And, they relax and just be themselves.
Did you want to go to Stevenson there for the pinch hit?
Just because of the matchup right on left.
What did you make of Rangers out?
Well, the velo was up a little bit from the last time, but the command wasn't as good. And he didn't have his best changeup, so he sort of became one-dimensional. And when he's just fastball, curveball, and he's not commanding his pitches as well as he normally does, he can get into some trouble. But there was a lot of soft contact as well, a lot of hits that just, bloops and ground balls through the infield. But, I'm expecting a little bit better next time.
So you feel like he's healthy now?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Do you think Bryce is on the verge of maybe, he's hitting for power doubles-wise, do you see pull side, a little more power to the pull side recently?
Yeah, I think so. He's missed 3 home runs by, total of, 6 feet or something in the last couple of days. So it's coming. It's coming. He's having good at-bats, and he's just missing some pitches.
Did you see him walk out to the mound there from second base, and did that get you concerned? In the eighth? Yeah, when the bench is cleared.
Well, I really didn't see anything. I was watching Casty, and then everybody got in my way, so.
That inning begins with Stock crushing that ball down.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like just a helpless feeling for everybody?
Sure. What are you going to do? Umpire couldn't get out of the way, so it's one of those things.
Also in the eighth, you kept both Marsh and Clemens in against a lefty and Lovelady. What made you stick with them in that situation?
They got a righty up in the pen, so as soon as I put a righty in, they're gonna counter. So might as well stay with the guys that are already in the game.
Clemens getting better as he gets more playing time, especially offensively.
Yeah, and he's having good at bats against left-handed pitching too. So, I've said all along he's a big league player. He just hasn't been with us because just the way our roster is constructed, and now he's getting a chance to play, and he's playing well.
Just the feel of the game, you guys give up 3 leads, you go about 4 innings without scoring a run. The stop play happens in the 8th, and all of a sudden the floodgates open. From that standpoint, what did you make of what happened in the 8th inning with the rally you guys put on?
Well, it was good at bats. Marsh had a great at bat to walk. Clemens goes the opposite way for a double, and Stevenson has a big pinch hit double. And then, I think at that moment everybody sort of relaxes. And then Trea ends up hitting 2 home runs. We haven't even talked about that yet. So I think at that point everybody just sort of relaxes and has their at bats.
And just to clarify on Schwarbomb, was he taken out of precaution, or was there something he physically couldn't do when it comes to swinging?
His swing didn't look right in the cage, so we got him out.
Just going back to Ranger, he's probably got, 3 more starts left. Do you kind of feel like that's enough time to kind of get him back to
I think so.
where he needs to be?
Yeah, I think so. This is probably his 3rd rehab start if he went on rehab. So he's doing his rehab at this level, and that can be difficult at times. But I think he'll be fine.
First time he got Alvarado into a high leverage spot since Atlanta.
He was nasty.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
He had great stuff. His cutter was, he's getting it below the bat and swings and misses, and yeah, he looks really comfortable right now.
Rob Thomson saying boys will be boys regarding the bench clearing incident in the bottom of the 8th. It said, he didn't really see what was happening. Meanwhile, he escorted Bryce Harper away from the melee at one point, like, let's just calm down. But he also said regarding Kyle Schwarber, left elbow contusion, day-to-day. He hyperextended it when going back to the base to avoid pickoff in the 3rd inning. So
it does nothing for me. I'm just worried because I think of Kyle Schwarber. He's a tough guy. He's not going to come out for no reason. And, if it's bad, then there's a problem. There's a problem at the top of the Phillies lineup. As a matter of fact, I was making my lineup for tomorrow, and I think I'm leading Bryce Harper off.
You're leading Bryce Harper off. Okay. You agree with that?
Yeah, well,
he's gone. He
you look
deserved
at a play like that, though, I think it's cowardly and B, it's selfish because you're doing that to your team. So now you got to bring someone else in the ball game to pitch.
See, it's funny. You look at it as getting offended because you give up runs. I'd rather give up runs, but if somebody starts showing me up, they're going to eat it.
Right.
Or their team's going to eat it.
Right, which was not the case.
See, that's how it differs, though.
Yeah.
The rules were like maybe different when you're looking at something that I'm not seeing. I'm okay. He went and hit Nick. Why? Because he was upset at himself? Because he sucks and can't get people out? That's not my problem.
Zach Wheeler will get someone tomorrow.
Zach Wheeler does have a say in this
Yes,
equation. So does potentially Shane
He'll get somebody.
Bass,
He'll get
tomorrow's
somebody.
starter.
It also
for
depends
Tampa.
on what the umpires are going to do before the game.
So what's Nick Castellanos feel about all of this? Here he is, post-game clubhouse.
Yeah, I almost like I got into the box. I wasn't even swinging because I thought there was a chance that could happen, and it happened. I think that he was just pissed off that his numbers got messed up.
You don't have any beef with him, right?
No, just other than like having a overwhelming sense that I was about to get drilled.
You thought it might happen just based on the way the inning went against him to that point, or?
I can't explain it, just I know that he had relatively pretty good numbers going into that, and just watching him, I could see him getting frustrated, and I was digging in. I'm like, I'm going to take this pitch right here to see if he's around the plate, and it wasn't anywhere near the plate.
So what was that like when you see your teammates put on Bryce, like come right?
No doubt, because I think that we all kind of got a sense of what it was, that he was just pissed off that, he got hit around and his ERA shot through the roof.
Is it frustrating because A, was on purpose, but also B, maybe you could have gotten hurt there, I guess, in that situation?
Well, I mean, it was below. It was like right at my waistline. So like for that, I think I probably would have been a little bit more emotionally triggered if it was up, by my head. But I think Bryce kind of felt the same thing that I did, that wasn't even close.
There's not really a written rule about how guys are going to react or how you react back to them in that kind of situation, right? I mean, you obviously were a little pissed off too once what you thought was going to happen did.
Yeah, I just told him that was bullshit.
That kind of summed it up.
I mean, it's you're throwing a baseball over 90 miles an hour and you're frustrated and you're gonna throw at somebody. That's like my 2-year-old throwing a fit because I take away his dessert before he's finished.
You ever really do that?
Huh?
You ever really do that?
Of course. Otto's only allowed so much cake and ice cream.
Wow, it's
he's got some answers.
He's got some answers.
Amazing. He had a sixth sense, like something like that was going to happen, just as Ricky said.
I told you he was out that far because he had a feeling that somebody was coming after him.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear. He said it. I didn't say it.
I mean, the more you see it, you're talking a good 4 feet off the plate.
Yeah.
He was standing. I mean, you got to be pretty stupid if you're a pitcher to go hit somebody that's standing that far off the plate.
But the way Nick Castellanos put it, he said, I had a feeling that it might happen, and I decided to stand back from the plate just to see if he was around the plate, and he was nowhere near the plate.
And he was going to take the first pitch, which obviously he did off his tuchus.
Off his tushy. Yes, you're right.
Yes.
They wanted to get it right. I have no issue with the doubles and the singles and whatever.
Yes, you did.
No.
You were absolutely livid talking about that.
As long as he's hitting.
I was right next to you.
Batting RBIs. I was livid because I thought it was a home run.
But it
not
wasn't.
Because he failed to do it. I'm talking about his inability since August 9th through 20-some-odd games to send one out of the yard. And as long as he's batting in the runs, do you care?
No, I don't. I love, I'm going to say it over and over and over. RBIs and batting average any day of the week.
He's fine where he is right now. The only thing I don't want to see is the overswing come back and the feet start moving again, because that means he's really trying to hit them out of the ballpark. The ball's going to go when it goes.
Take a
That's the
guess
bottom line.
at his batting average during this home run drought.
291.
Keep going.
392.
How did you know? 330. But 330 since August 9th, this guy's hitting 330 with all the RBIs and all.
What's wrong with that?
Hey, let's
Nothing.
hear from the show. Nothing. Let's hear from the showman right now.
The reaction there, I'm guessing because you thought or knew that was an intentional pitch to Nick.
Yeah, he hit him on purpose. It's not the game that we play, man. It shouldn't be. Guys throw too hard nowadays. You're getting mad because a guy hits a homer off here, you blow the lead. walk the guy and come out of the game. I mean, what are you going to do? It's just the situation, the whole thing, just really fired me up, really upset me. Just not something that you should accept as Major League Baseball.
So you're thinking like injury there, potential injury. I mean,
Like I said, guys throw too hard. I mean, I don't care where it's at. We're in a race right now. We're doing our thing, trying to get into the postseason, and guy wants to drill him. I mean, it's not right.
Nick said that you could kind of sense going up to the plate that there was a chance that could happen. Were you on alert for something like that too, or is it just like that was your instant reaction?
No, because the guy's got a .74. I mean, he came into the game and he's got good stuff. There's just no reason to drill a guy because you give up some runs. It's just not right.
For you personally, you just missed a couple the last couple of games, but do you feel like it's coming? And obviously, you get 3 doubles, 4 hits in this game. You feel like you're right there?
I don't think I missed anything. I think I don't understand how the ball's not going. You hit it at 108, at 20 or 22, and it's not going out of the yard. So I've never seen that at the bank.
Did you think that it would have gone out if the fan didn't catch it?
No.
Are you happy with where your swing's at?
Yeah, I feel good. Just got to keep going.
A moment like that, I mean, not that you guys need any galvanizing, but you guys really haven't had too many moments like that where you're kind of all coming together and feel like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a team we don't really need moments like that because we are that type of team, right? I mean, anytime we have anything to do, if we're going to dinner or hanging out in here watching football or doing whatever we do, we're a very close-knit team. So when something like that just happens, I think all of us just get upset, because it's just not right. I just think we don't need moments or situations like that to bring us together. I think we're a very close-knit team. We know what we need to do. We understand the goal, what it is, and we just got to keep going.
Did you ever get close enough for him to say anything to you?
He didn't turn around, and I didn't want to be a loser and come up behind him. I just, if he's going to turn around, then all right, let's go. But he never turned around, so I didn't want to. I'll say loser. I didn't want to be a loser. There's another word I want to use, but I won't. But I didn't want to be a loser and come up behind him. That wouldn't have been right. If he was facing me, then all right.
Thank you.
There's Bryce Harper on his night tonight.
Not really sure why the
that
pitcher
wasn't.
Not really sure why the pitcher would be facing second base in the first place.
Yeah. Hey, could you turn around,
Yeah,
loser?
hey, turn around.
Turn around, loser. Oh, I don't know if you heard me. You wanted to make sure you were facing me. But here's the bottom line. Guy's hitting the heck out of the ball.
He is. He's hitting the ball well. The whole thing about the home runs, they'll come. I know he loves to bring up that launch angle and the bat or the ball speed off the bat. But you know what? Sometimes there's things called elements that knock the ball down. I mean, I saw Kyle Schwarber hit a ball last night. I saw Kyle Schwarber hit a ball tonight. Nothing knocking those balls down.
Right. Ben, when you look at that, Kyle Schwarber's been tattooing the baseball, gets another one tonight, and they freely leave the yard. So what's up with Bryce Harper?
Cal Schwarber's a different animal and on a different planet right now. So I wouldn't take any thought. He's hard to compare and contrast to right now because he is that hot and he does hit balls that far. He does hit balls that hard. So comparing him to Bryce Harper, he's going through one of those things right now. But again, I don't really care, for lack of better words. He was 4 for 5 tonight. The dude's hitting .291. He still has 26 home runs on the season. He's going to finish with 30 home runs. That's okay by me. You know what I mean? It's okay. .291, last time I checked, is pretty good.
Yeah. And you're talking about a comparison now. I mean, back in 2008, the must-see at-bat was Ryan Howard. I don't think there's any doubt in the last 3 years, the must-see guy at-bat is Kyle Schwarber. Mm-hmm. You cannot miss the opening pitch in the bottom half of the first.
14 leadoff home runs to start a game, and that eclipses Alfonso Soriano, and that is amazing.
He's like the Happy Gilmore of baseball. Come see the amazing home run whacker guy.
But he is so strong.